On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Kevin Durant, you should have left California.
This Brownsexual upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no! Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Well, we care about more than just baseball. We care about football, basketball, hockey, and other things. Oh, I'm sorry. Welcome to let me see, how does he do this? A fantastic, a fantabulous, a freaky, Friday edition of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. I am one half of that duo, Cole Johnson. The other half should join me momentarily. And unfortunately, since we are now in the throes of, or I should say, in the review mirror, in the front part of the mirror of Memorial Day weekend, we won't finish how we normally do every Friday with Into the Boom Shakalaka with Chris Bass. I know that disappoints all of you like it does me, but definitely special shout out to my man Chris Bass. I hope everything is well with you and yours, sir. We won't also be joined by Sam Shady of the Shady Sports Network at the bottom of the first hour. He's enjoying his time with his family, and I hope the vacation is going well, Sam. But we will be joined by the owner, the manipulator, and the operator of the BS3 Network, Ben Sudduth, at the top of hour number 2. But what we will do now, though, is get down to business with the whip around. Want to go out gently into that good night. They seemed to get off the floor, or I should say up off the ice, but they had to stave off an overtime charge to do so. So the Stars played last night against the Vegas Golden Knights. Their tilt went to overtime last night, and a goal that went in at overtime brought the Stars within 3-1 series deficit in beating the Golden Knights 3-2. Now, the Golden Knights, of course, won both of their tilts in Vegas, both in overtime as well, and then they promptly shut out the Stars in Game 3. But the Stars are hurting. Along with a missing captain, they also missed their injured forward, Evgeny Dadonov, and they needed their best players to step up and give forth a wonderful performance. Of course, Jason Robertson with 2 goals. He scored a revelation. And you had Joe Pavelski, who, of course, shot bright in the previous series. He got 13 of overtime. And now that we are in the throes of this series, now can the Stars come back from a 3-0 series deficit to beat the Golden Knights? Well, they have 2 road games to do so. The first one coming tomorrow night. This is now 3-1 in the Golden Knights' favor. They are, or I should say, awaiting them is the Eastern Conference champion Panthers. None of that does my man Abe Pistol's heart happy. Doyle was carted off the field during yesterday's game against the Marlins in Coors Field after, unfortunately, he collided hard with the outfield wall trying to grab a fly ball. In the top of the 9th inning with 1 out, and the Marlins' Xavier Edwards on first, Pierre Johnson, the Colorado Rockies pitcher, he threw a pitch to Jorge Soler, Soler. The DH hit a ball towards center field while Doyle ran, and then he leaped it to the wall in an attempt to get the out. Ball bounced off his glove to the stands for an unfortunate two-run homer, but more unfortunately for Doyle, his right knee collided against the padded wall while in the air and landed jarringly on his right foot and his left knee, and then his knee hit again when he fell into the dirt. And he grabbed his right knee and grimaced as he lay on the ground, writhing in pain. Well, all we have to see in the Snowman in the Morning family is that, man, we hope you heal up quite nicely. I hope that the healing process doesn't take too long. I'm so sorry that your good efforts went in vain, and we hate when athletes give it their all and they happen to be injured. So, Godspeed to you, bro. I hope you heal up quite nicely, man. Man. Or I should say, staying in the major leagues. Rob Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, it says on the Oakland A's prospective move to Las Vegas could take place when the owners meet New York mid-June. He had this to say about the possible meeting. Quote, "It is possible. It is absolutely possible that a relocation vote could happen as soon as June. It's very difficult to have a timeline for Oakland until there's actually a deal to be considered. There's a relocation process internally that needs to go through, and we haven't started on that process yet." Close quote. Well, the Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo said on Wednesday that legislative leaders and the A's have reached a tentative agreement on a stadium which would run about $1.5 billion, and it would lure the franchise from the Bay Area to Las Vegas. A funding bill still must be approved, though, by the legislature. Well, as you can get any sort of rodents out of the stadium that you play in, good. Because unfortunately, it looks like Oakland, Alameda County, and anything that that's remotely close to anything associating or resembling fandom with the A's, it seems to have gone the way of the stadium. And I hate to say that because they have a lot of history in Oakland. And of course, I know this is not the first time that franchise has moved because they were originally the Philadelphia A's. Well, it looks like they're going to have a third home soon. We just don't know when. But it looks like MLB wants to hurry that process up. As Wise would say in mentality, one of the suspended five, Jameson Williams, wide receiver of the Lions, he said that he wasn't aware of the NFL's gambling rules. Now, the receiver said that 6-game suspension this offseason for violating the gambling policy was unexpected, but he's moving forward during his second NFL season. He went on to say the following, quote, "Hit me out of the blue, and it hit a couple players on my team and around the league out of the blue. I wasn't aware of this situation, but as it happened, I took it on the chin. I was ready to move forward, and as things went on, I got the consequences. That's been my whole plan. Moving forward from things and just looking at the better days." Close quote.
So I realized that I think, even though it's not advertised,
Right.
there has to be a place for stupid people. We don't know because we're not stupid, so we don't know anything about it. It's like a secret club society.
Oh my gosh.
So I come to the conclusion that he graduated from SU, stupid university. Yeah, all the stupid ass letters that go along with graduating high honors of being stupid. I can't do no more, man.
Vámonos, dominos, vámonos. Stupid university, where everyone graduates magna cum stupid.
And staying on the gridiron and staying with the NFL, the new kickoff rules for the Shield have drawn a lot of criticism since its announcement on Tuesday, including that from the reigning Super Bowl champs. Now, the new rule, which was voted by league owners this past Tuesday, will implement a one-year trial where returners can call for a fair catch anywhere inside the team's 25-yard line, and it will result in a touchback with the ball placed at the 25-yard line as opposed to the 20. Now, the Chiefs head coach, Andy Reid, voices displeasure about the rule change Wednesday, saying the following, quote, "My thing is, where does it stop, right? We'll see how this goes. You don't want to take too many pieces away and you'll be playing flag football." Close quote. Well, I am so sorry, Andy. We already are playing flag football. All you have to do is look at the quarterback position and any defender hitting him. It just hasn't filtered out to the other positions, sir. And that concludes today's Whip Around. All right, let's say hello to the FedEx Feedback Zone as we get on with this wonderful Friday. A Pizzle 90, who is enjoying the fact that his Panthers are waiting and comfortably anticipating the Stanley Cup final opponent, and probably a little nervous as well in the Heat having to stave off a surging Celtics team. We'll talk about that in the next segment. He says, "Good morning," and so does D-Hawk TV. David 3000, he also says good morning, and he's feeling that luck of the Irish. Victor Lockie says, "Good morning, all." And good morning to the man behind Cole Sports with a Z. Cole Johnson, thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone, says Wise El Jefe of the Stuck in My Mind and Papa J and Wise and Mentality fame. Good morning to you, brother. Hope everything's good with you. V like A3 says, the lawman, the outlaw, and the bizarro. Good morning, Wise man. Cool McCain, the man in charge of the Eagles Elite and the play callers sports productions team. He says Friday. That's right. Good morning to you, man. Vlog83 says also hearty good morning to A Pizzle 3000 on Hot TV, and Hot TV says Yo Kane gave it all while being injured. We will discuss a little bit of that in the third segment of the show. David 3000 says there is a protest game being planned. Yes, for June 13th in Oakland. Yeah, it's supposed to be where they fill the stadium or something of that ilk. V like A3, he goes on and says, Cool Breeze McCain has arrived. Coley Cole, what's up, Coley Cole, says Terry Little or Guru. This man is a stud and a half on this microphone. He is the moderator of the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast. It is good to see you back in the game, brother. I hope everything's good with you and your family, man. Sig Dickey, who is all the way from Norway, he says, who wrote that statement for Mr. Williams? His publicist? His agent? Who knows, bro? Good morning to you. I said good afternoon to you, sir. Alec Wallace, who sometimes comes in and comes out and comes in, comes out. Glad to see you, brother. Good morning to you. Ryan McCarthy of the No Credentials Required fame. He says, good morning, Snow Crew. Good morning to you, sir. And Sig does his traditional good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night greeting. Cool says, loving this relaxation. Will the Eastern Conference Finals go 7 games? Heck, who knows? And he also says good morning to everybody in the chat and everybody out there. And he also says, Vicola. Sick with his ads. He goes, The Whip Around is brought to you by Daddy Joe's Rawhide Belts. The belts for chapping that hide raw. Daddy Joe's Rawhide Belts. Salute to Gary, Indiana. In association with Slam Pond Barbecue. Tastes so good, you better tip and kiss your waitress. Hopefully you will not get sued while doing so. All right, we will take our first break of the show, and when we come back, we will discuss Game 5 between the Heat and the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. Something might be afoot, something might be troubling, and something might be redemptive about this series. Well, I'll talk a little bit more about that when you all get back. This is Snowman and the One with Cole Johnson, back in 2 and 2.
This is Snowman in the morning.
I'm in another lane, I'm a different breed. I'm everything you can never be. I'm next level. Next level.
Thursday nights are wrestling night on CSTV. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific to see all the amazing Next Level Pro Wrestling stars on Thursday Night Throwdown on CSTVNow.com and the CSTV app on your Roku device.
Quinn,
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP,
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger,
and then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
If you're the kind of person that likes to drive a lot and your car is a little bit older and out of the normal warranty, keep listening. What's going on underneath the hood of your car? If your car is out of warranty, you're at risk of expensive repair bills. Now, for a couple of dollars a day, you can get an extended protection plan for your car. Hey, you love your car, so why not give it a little extra care? And make sure if something goes wrong, your bank account is safe. Literally, for a couple of dollars a day, you can give yourself peace of mind that you purchased a top-tier vehicle repair coverage plan. Call the Auto Protection Network right now and ask how you could save an additional $500 on your policy.
Call 877-845-0463. Call now.
Do you use Viagra or Cialis? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. Stop overpaying for Viagra. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. Call now.
Now, I'm known as the guy who can fix just about anything, but the technology in most appliances requires very special training to fix. And that's why my family has Choice Home Warranty.
Choice Home Warranty covers over 25 major home systems and appliances. That's your AC, heating, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and so much more.
Call Choice Home Warranty now before something breaks down.
Get protection for your heating, AC, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and more.
Call 800-973-6121.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, W-I-Z-E.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Cause we take the following is a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Boston.
This has been a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
And now batting, the man who is hating the fact that the Eastern Conference Finals is going to a 6-game Number 420, Wise El Jefe. Number 420. You even have that timed. Wow. Okay.
What's going on?
What's up, man?
What's up, my brother?
Everything's good, man. Everything's good, real good now that I'm seeing you, man. How are you doing?
I'm blessed, brother. I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be here. Blessed to get to chat with you, and blessed to read the comments, man. Everybody's active as usual, so.
Yes. And as always, whenever we play your PSA, Ryan, being a fellow Yankees fan as you, he says, I'm Ryan McCoffey, and I approve this message.
Yes, my fellow Yankee brethren, yes.
Oh my goodness!
But it's fun. Listen, right now, things are going great. A lot of things are popping up, a lot of opportunities, and so we need to celebrate that and acknowledge that the show's going great. Mentality is doing amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Snowman in the morning is doing great.
Yeah,
everything it's like everything you're touching is bearing some great fruit, brother. So keep doing what you're doing.
I appreciate that. And same with you, man. I totally appreciate that. All right. Let me see here.
Terry's silly. He was "Let's go Royals" random.
Terry, I know that you have embraced the Royals. I know. Now, let me ask this question to you, sir. Have you embraced the Royals because you like the team, you like the area, or they wear blue? Just let me know. I love you, bro. Cool says mentality is a monster. Thank you, man.
Appreciate that, brother. Definitely
look, it
appreciate
is.
That.
It is a. Wise has a lot to do with that. So I totally appreciate what he does. So yes, I agree. And Ryan, he says, "Wait, who are the Royals?" Or
exactly.
Or in the Mentality Extra episode, Ryan, you probably go, "Who?" Terry says all three of those reasons. Okay, cool. That's good to know. All right. Let me see here. Give me a second. I have to get geared up real fast. All right. Now. Shady, who normally would be here, old Sam. He is actually vacationing. He says, "Good morning from Mexico." It is good to see you, man.
Hope you're enjoying your vacation, brother. Hope you're enjoying it.
Yeah. We wish you're here, but I'm glad that you're enjoying time with your family. And just enjoy all the fruits of it and enjoy it for me because I can't go right now.
Bro, listen, that's the thing, man. People need to take time out to enjoy the precious things in life and celebrate family, man. Definitely when you have to make time for your family. That it's key and important.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it definitely is. All right, now let's talk about this. I don't know what you want to term this Eastern Conference Finals. It's a curious case of teams that I guess are want to not psychologically be present when their offense tanks. It just seems to be that case. Last night, TD Garden, the Celtics beat the Heat 110-97. It was spawned by a 35-point barrage in the first quarter, and basically the Heat just simply could not recover from it. And now the series is 3-2 Heat, as now it goes back to the South Beach area for Game 6 tomorrow night. Now, what I find troubling is that the Heat did have the different players who actually did put forth some effort in scoring, but what they have needed was the Jimmy Butler or Jimmy Buckets version to go along with the 16 points from Adebayo, the 18 points from Robinson, the 15 points from Highsmith, and the 14 points from Martin, but he only gave you 14. So I'm seeing that to be a little troubling, as if it's like Jimmy's, I guess, energy is starting to wane a little. Meanwhile, it seems like the Celtics' energy is surging, or at least the desperate energy is starting to finally enter the team. 21 from Tatum, 23 from Smart, who also gave you 5 steals. 24 from White, who led the team, 6 threes, and Jaylen Brown with 21. But the issue I have with the Celtics is it seems as though they need to have this desperate energy to actually be invested in play. Now, I will throw this out to all of you, and I'll definitely throw it out to my mentality brother. What do the Heat need to do to stop this tide, this onrushing green wave that the Celtics have given the Heat these past 2 games?
First of all, the Celtics. Oh, you thought I was going to say something else. You just thought, that's a different show. That's completely different. but no, the Celtics. Listen, the Celtics are too talented. I didn't think they were going to get swept. Honestly, now the series is interesting. It's 3-2 now. Can they win 4 in a row? That's the question. I don't care what. If it goes 7, listen, 2 people are going to talk about how great it is that Boston came back, and that's why they play the game, man. Now we're gonna see, can the Heat finish it off? Can they? All that the Heat need is 1 win. 1 win, and all this other talk is over. Because whoever wins is coming beat up. It's coming up beat up, and you got a well rested Denver team waiting for you.
Yeah, I almost feel for whoever does advance out of the Eastern Conference now, because you got a team in the Nuggets who are 1 are well rested, 2 they are hungry, and 3 they seem to be playing with a lot of confidence and a lot of chemistry.
And they're doing it. Yes, they're led by their MVP. Joker's leading the way. Yes.
Yeah, he's a beast.
But they are deep. This is something that's been said about them the entire season.
Yep. Yeah, they are.
They are a deep team. And this shows you that when you're a really deep team and everyone is playing at a high level, that's when you win the championships.
Now, if there is a slight rooting interest for the Nuggets. See, if the Celtics were to win, the Nuggets would have to travel to Boston. But if the Heat win, the Heat would have to travel to Denver. Slight, I say. But I don't think it matters in terms of just on the court playing. I don't think it matters to the Nuggets who they play, because we have seen cracks in both teams. Obviously, with the Heat, they just have been starting and stopping all throughout this past season, and then they finally get it right in the playoffs.
They got hot at the right time.
Yeah. They got together at the right time. Meanwhile, the Celtics they sort of cruised through the season. Although yes, they ended up with the second best record in the league this year. But they have these moments of disinterest, like for example, Game 5 in the first round against the Hawks. Game 1, Game 4, and Game 6. And yes, I know the Celtics won Game 6, but definitely Game 5 too. But Games 1, 4, 5, and 6 against the Sixers in the conference semifinals, and the first 3 in this series, it just seems as though this team doesn't really have any interest in playing until they realize, our back's against the wall. We need to step this play up. And it's almost as if they remember, we were here and we got past this stage into the finals last year. And it bothers me that they don't have that energy of, we are the best team in the East, and we were 2 games away from being the best team, period, last year. And seeing another team celebrate on our home floor, I may add, that stings. We should want to wash that memory out of our brains and do nothing but settle on getting that Larry O'Brien trophy. But I don't see that urgent energy from the Celtics. And that, to me, is real bothersome.
Listen, all I know is if they survive this, they better not come with that nonsense with Denver.
No.
If they survive this and they win and some miraculously win and take 4 in a row from the Heat, then they better realize that they can't play this way with Denver. Because Denver, to me, is a complete team.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have one of the best players in the league and probably the most unselfish player in the league at the same time.
Well, yeah, most selfish elite player in the league. He definitely is the most unselfish elite player in the league going right now. No question. No question.
And Jamal Murray has finally shown that this is his stage.
He returned to that bubble Jamal.
Yeah, because that bubble Jamal was the beginning, and then the injury struck, and he hasn't been the same. And now he's finally getting that footing back, gaining that confidence that he had in the bubble. What is he doing? They trying to double down on Jokic, and this man is making them pay.
And that's what I love about him. And of course, I talked about him Wednesday, in that he is such a complete center that he has studied so many different centers, and he's played in a sense of combining all of these he's studied to fit how the Nuggets roll. And I mean, I love that he can do high screen and rolls. He can do pick and pops. You know, he can set screens and then set outside for a perimeter jumper. He could do hooks. He has the ability to, as you say, being unselfish and seeing, oh, okay, my man Jamal has odd hand. Well, I will roll with it. As evidenced by Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. He has that ability to read the room and read the situation, where in Game 2 he saw, okay, they're cooking. Game 3, he was like the traditional big man. When it got to about 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, he was like, give me the ball down the post. I love that about Nikola. And he seems to play the right way at the right time, where the team needs him to be. Like, if the team needs him to do dimes, he'll do that. If the team needs him to shoot, he'll do that. If a team needs to do a combination of both, he'll do that. If a team needs to actually have him be that presence to defend the post, he'll do that too. I love Jokic. I do. I've always loved him. Listen. And now we got Murray, who is just doing the thing out on the perimeter. It just those two alone, and we haven't even talked about Gordon or Caldwell Pope or
Michael Porter Jr.
or Michael Porter Jr., who, to me, I think he's an important third cog. Those two alone, you now have to account for at least 60 points because of those two, maybe more. Now, that's tough. That's a tough assignment for any team.
Listen, he's what you want Embiid to be. Everybody wants to talk about, oh, he was robbed of. Listen, Embiid had a great season. All right, so, but he's the player you want Embiid because Jokic will post you. If he has to, he'll post you. He doesn't necessarily have to be out there. It's like, to me, I feel Embiid has fallen in love with the 3-point shot. And Joker does it all. He'll post you if he has to. He'll hit a three when he needs it. It's not like he's always out there shooting the threes. He's down the post doing things. That's the difference. That's why, to me, he was the MVP this year. Because how do you have a better season, lead your team even further now than your previous 2 MVP seasons, and not get the MVP? But and like I said, Embiid had a great season, but Joker's at the end of the day, when Denver wins the title, who's got the last laugh?
That's really all that matters. Right there. That's really all that matters. All right. Before we have our guests join us, let's go to the Fanatic Feedback Zone. because the comments are rolling quite nicely. I hear you, Sam. Thank you for the support, brother, and we of course got to support you as well, sir. Shade Sports Network, one of the best best programming you can ever find, especially in the world of football. Any professional football, go to that man and go to that network. Six says, here's a scary thought, Cole. What if y'all had a cat from Boston Mentality
not happening.
as a recurring guest?
Not happening. No. Yeah, no. Just the accent, car. Nah. No. Don't say that, Sick. Never.
That was beautiful. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Sick, for that one. That Jim I didn't think was gonna unearth. Terry says, oh, and Wise, I haven't gotten my slot for the show, bro. And you must be talking about Stuck in My Mind.
Yes, we'll work on that, Terry. We'll definitely get that. We'll get together and do something. Maybe do a special or something. Because I'm booked. My brother. I am booked through September with guests.
Nah, man, that's something, man. He also says Boston at 7, so Terry thinks that they'll complete the deal and take the next 2 as well. Okay. Victor, he says, this recap of the Celtics versus Heat game is brought to you by Flowers from Udoka. If you ever get caught with your pants down and you have to change your address to the doghouse, Flowers from Udoka can help. That's cold, man. Cool says teams don't want to play Denver. Both of them don't. Both teams really don't want to play him. Really. Vinny says Flowers from Udoka. Udoka tested. Derrick Jackson approved. Good one. Good one. 6 says Victor, Udoka perhaps, but not the latter. Bad example and irrelevant. Terry says, man, the Heat want to win it on their floor. So, yeah, they do. The question is, can they actually come up with that effort that they had in Game 3 to match it in Game 6? That is the issue there for them. Victor says, hey, they both clowns. They couldn't be faithful, so it applies. Well, yeah, you're right about that. David 3000, Celtics fan extraordinary. He says, look, one game at a time. Don't let us win another one. Cool says, that is nice for us. Yes. The fact that series went 6 games is wonderful for you guys. Now, if it goes 7, it's even better. Victor says, how exactly is that a bad example, Sick? I actually want to know the answer to that question. Cool says, Wise, Boston. Red Sox, Patriots, Bruins, and Celtics.
I agree. I approve of this message, yes.
6 says, his approval means absolutely nothing. He's not a professional athlete. He's a disgraced YouTuber. Yes. I will return to that comment in a second. Victor says, Udoka isn't an athlete either. The thing is, both are cheating hypocrites in different spheres, so it applies. Of course, Sam, who lives in the Denver area, says, let's go Nuggets. The title town is in Denver. That's correct. Ryan says, can we make Boston Wise a recurring character like Ray Ray?
No.
Oh, Lord.
But I got something new though. Don't worry. I got something new for you, McCarthy.
Oh Lord. Victor says a Boston fan who acts like Ray Ray to annoy Wise. Oh Lord, no. Nah. 6 says, what if you were a brother?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, 6 says, what if he were a brother from Roxbury? Wise. Still no?
Because you know what? Because New Edition is from Roxbury. And they still got that. And they still got it. And like I said, I love New Edition. But we all know what I said. And so, yes.
Sharif, what's up, brother? Sharif Ahmad, one of our brothers, one of Ryan's and my brothers. It's good to see you, brother. He says the Heat are banged up. Well, Heat have been banged up. I think now they're banged up, and you now have Jimmy Butler's energy starting to wane a bit because that pressure of having to come up with all them points with no one else, that's going to really weigh on him.
Jimmy be the first one to tell you, like, that's not an excuse.
It may not be an excuse, but that's just what we're seeing.
I know, but he'll be one of the first ones to tell, because he's that kind of player. That's why I got nothing but love for Jimmy Butler, because he's real.
He is.
He's one of the most realest players, and he plays. There's no load management with Jimmy Butler.
Mm-hmm.
He brings back to me. To me, he's that player that he's self-made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So why not? You have to root for the man that's self-made.
Yeah. Yeah. And he also says, Red Sox, 3 thumbs down.
Sure, if you will not get an argument from me, brother. You will not get an argument from me.
He also says, all of a sudden, Nuggets fans are coming out. Well, Cool has always been a Nuggets fan. But yes, I agree with you.
Cool.
I
My
was
boy
starting to see
Cool
that.
has definitely been a Nuggets fan.
Oh, Lord, sick. Now you've added another name to his F Boston tirade. All right. Patrice O'Neal.
Nah,
who, of
nah.
course,
I
was from
love.
Boston.
I thought about it. But I love and respect Patrice O'Neal so much because he was one of the realest dudes.
Oh gosh, yes.
So for me, he doesn't just because, like I said, they can't help where they were born at or where they're from. I'm saying, but it's gonna be interesting. There's some new names. Let's put it that way.
All right.
I did some research.
So yeah, I know. Yeah, yes, I have a name for you, and I guess Sig also does. Of course, you got Guru from Gangstar.
Sick. I know where my boy Guru is from. But there's just certain names you will not hear me say. There's just honestly, there's certain names you will not hear me say because I got nothing but the most respectful. But I might say it jokingly. It might be jokingly. If I say their name, like New Edition, I love them. That's why I said it. And it's funny because Johnny, like I said, Johnny Gill isn't from Boston, so I had to clear his name. So.
Yeah, but he called the rest of them D-heads, but that's another story of another time.
But I corrected myself. I know you did. I corrected myself and said, I'm sorry. I can't blame them for they can't control where they were born at or where they're from. So
well, that's true. They can't. He still said F one, but that was hilarious. Sam says excited to hear Curtis on the show, and we're going to bring him on now. So, ladies and gentlemen, who is standing in place of Sam Shady, we'll welcome on Curtis Hagen. How you doing, brother?
Good morning, brothers. How y'all doing?
Good morning.
Doing good. How you doing, man?
I'm doing excellent. I'm just here on the job site right now, and Sam had talked to me about this last week. I was actually out in Denver last week when Sam talked to me about this. So excited to talk to you guys about some football.
All right.
We're gonna start off with the fact that you're wearing the right hat.
Hey, man, born and raised, brother. Johnson House is.
We're definitely gonna start off with the fact that you're wearing the right hat. So
that's right.
What's going on?
I was loving the Boston. I was loving the Boston talk, man. They're 2 weeks to beat the Heat.
You gotta hear my rants on Boston. You do.
They play pretty. They play pretty until they have to run into that boy Jimmy Butler. You know what I mean?
So yeah.
You enjoyed the Boston hate, huh? Okay, well, I think you'll enjoy this too.
It's a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Boston.
This has been a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
So now that you've endeared my Brooklynite brother. All right, well, let's get into.
If you from Brooklyn, he might still have beef with me. I'm from Harlem, so
it's all good. No, Harlem. I got nothing left for my Harlem brothers.
Yeah. I'm about to say. Yeah. I'm about to say. Yeah, I haven't heard Wise down Harlem. In fact, I've heard him big him up. So yeah, I don't think I have a problem with that.
I love my city, man. I love my whole entire city. Except for certain, he's correct though.
Certain spots,
certain spots you gotta.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, so USFL. Now I heard something interesting about the viewership. Now week 1. It seemed to be rather strong, 3.1 million. But then, as of last week, it dipped down to 1 million. What do you think the USFL is doing wrong on the heels of what I would think we would all say a successful XFL season?
Well, to be honest, I'm not the USFL expert. I know Sam talked to me about NFL. That's usually what I talk to. I know a little bit about the USFL more So I think that the XFL, I just think that the marketing behind them is a lot stronger. I think that they have a little bit more connections, and I think the USFL is kind of waning on that, and they think they're just kind of resting on their laurels that they're probably the third most watched football league in America, and they think that that's probably enough to get them by another season. Whereas the XFL obviously has a machine trying to push it, basically being like a farm system for the NFL. You know what I mean? And I think the USFL is just basically trying to just wade in the water right now, and they actually need to do something, because I don't think that they can sustain this for another season.
Yeah, I'm thinking they can't either, and it's unfortunate because I think you have a lot of on the fringe, especially NFL, on the fringe players who want to find their opportunity either for the first time or for another time, and this would be yet another avenue in order to approach it. It would suck to see that go, but well, I mean, if you can't put forth the product that people want to go to, well, what can you say? All right, well, let's switch gears to the NFL. So early this week, they decided to make a rules change on kickoffs. So if a kickoff returner fair catches the ball inside 25, the ball will be placed at the 25. And there's been some, I guess, say push back on that. What are your thoughts on the rule, and do you think this will be beneficial for the game?
I personally don't like it. However, I did reading that it's like 60% of concussions on kickoffs, are caused from people that the pop-up kicks that they've been doing to try to, pin them deep. And they show that it's probably the most cause of concussions besides, like the whiplash hits and things like that. So, I mean, I guess I'm all for player safety. I'm all for player longevity. I'm all for players getting their money. So, I mean, I can agree on it, but for the sake of like the game and for the competitiveness and for the actual, you want to see teams get pinned back. I mean, field position is everything in the NFL, especially if you can keep them within their own 20 or you can keep them within their own 10. Now, will a player like Cordell Patterson, will he return it? He's known to return it from 10, from all the way back right at the line in the end zone. So will he still return it and not fair catch it? I don't know, but I'm not a big fan of it, but I'm for it for player safety. If so I'm on the fence about it, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm somewhat the same. Wise?
If that's the case, for me, it's fine. Then eliminate it. Then it's because it's to me it's one of the things where I understand that it's players' safety and everything. So maybe bring the kicker back further or something, or is that like, I don't understand. Like, are you I know the collision part of it. That's one of the key things, because you have guys coming down as missiles, and the way these athletes are now, when you're coming down to stop a returner, you're flying down the field. Yeah. And so maybe that's different or whatever. But if you're gonna really it's just like the Kelseys was talking about it. It's just gonna be ceremonial now. Oh, let's just kick it off now. Hey, here we go. Fair catch. She's gonna get at the 25-yard line anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is the fourth. This is the fourth major change to kickoffs now in the past 10 years. I mean, it's basically no.
Yeah,
it should be. I agree with you, Wise. It should not. It just shouldn't be existing anymore. Just give them the ball back at the 25 automatically.
If that's the case, absolutely.
Yeah,
start off with 25-yard line.
Start off with 25. Yeah, start off your own 25. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with both.
If you're not going to kick off, start off in the 20th-yard line. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with both of you. I mean, I know it's done for safety, but it's a little bit on the extreme side in pushing the safety. I agree with you. And you're taking one of the most exciting elements out of football, which is the kickoff. So,
listen, how many kickoffs have we seen that have altered games?
Oh,
yes, this, yes, yes. I'm sorry.
All you have to no. All you have to do is go to the Bills, the Patriots Bills game for week 18 of this past year, where the Bills won that game due to 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns.
So you're taking that.
That is a proof.
Game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's brutal. All right. So Peacock, they're deciding to now air the first exclusively live streamed playoff game, and this, of course, will conclude in the 2023 season. This would be the Saturday night game that is in the wildcard round that's slotted to be the game to be streamed. What do you think this means about the future of the game in terms of fans watching it and in terms of the NFL promoting it and producing it?
I think that it's a good change because technology is always going to win, and I think that there's no way to to try to fight it. I think that TV viewership, actual cable subscriptions, it's steadily falling. So there's going to be a certain age in which the biggest demographic of football watchers are going to be people that are more technologically savvy. So I think there won't be the issue. Like, I know I witnessed a lot of people I worked with and a lot of people I know that had the problem with Amazon Fire or Amazon Prime airing the Thursday night games and complaining. But we saw with Apple what they did with the Super Bowl. I'm sure Apple will probably own the rights to the Super Bowl, like to actual stream it on Apple TV or HBO Max, whatever it's going to be called now. One of the bigger companies are going to be buying the rights. Amazon, whatever, they're going to be buying rights for exclusive games more so than just Saturday night football games. So I think it's a step in the right direction because I don't think that the Fox and CBS are going to be able to pay the NFL these exclusive rights that they've been used to and kept increasing from the collective bargaining agreements in the past. I think that NFL is going to have to look for bigger market cap companies, Fortune 500 companies that have these streaming options. And obviously Apple, Amazon, Google would definitely be in the play. YouTube would be in the play with YouTube's Alphabet. You know what I mean? So I think it's a step in the right direction. I think it's inevitable. So.
Yeah. I know Major Baseball is trying that with Apple Plus. So yeah, to your point, yeah, I think these leagues are looking in that direction. And of course, NBA has been pumping YouTube TV at us the last few years, especially during the playoffs. So yeah, to your point, Curtis, I agree with you. I think this is probably a move in terms of promoting the brand to actually make it more, I guess more accessible to other people. It's like, okay, so we don't have to just only watch watch the games on network TV, that type of thing. But I love that take of yours, though. Wise, what do you think?
Well, Sharif also brought it up because they do have it. YouTube now does have NFL Ticket.
That's true.
So now they have these. They're going to these platforms because that they know this is where a majority of the people spend their time at is YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Who here doesn't? You know how many times a lot of the stuff I've learned doing for podcasting, I learned through YouTube, watching YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nowadays, people are just on YouTube. Like I think I spend more time on YouTube than I do watching regular TV.
Yeah, same. Same. Yeah, I do too. And to Curtis's point, I think it is a nod to the future, and it looks like the NFL, being the vogue league that it is, they're seeing it and they want to jump ahead of it and not be behind the curve. So I approve of that with them in that regard. So the NFL owners have approved of Thursday night football games being flexed, and of course it was announced that there's now not the edict of having every team being on prime time at least one time during the year. And it is supposed to be the games that are flexed between weeks 13 through 17. So what is your opinion on the NFL trying to, I guess you could say, push the importance of Thursday night football to the masses and to and to the league itself?
I know that Richard Sherman. There's been a bunch of players that have expressed how much they dislike Thursday night football. I know it's a big revenue stream for football. I know people are excited to have more days worth of football. So, I mean, I understand it from a business standpoint. I don't like flexing games on Thursday night, especially if a team is going to be playing, especially a team that played Monday night or a late Sunday night game, and then they're traveling, and now all of a sudden they're playing a Thursday night game on a short week that they just got flexed into. You know what I mean? Now, I know that they'll probably get flexed dependent or earlier into the season when they know who's a hot team and what team, fans are going to, if Detroit's scheduled for that game and they're going to flex them out and they're going to put Denver in or something, or they're going to put Seattle in. I mean, I understand, but then you got a team flying on a short week. Say it's a team flying from the East Coast to the West Coast. You know what I mean? It's putting a lot on these players, and these players have already expressed this before the flex thing, that they're worried about the significance of injury from the lack of them having rest time in between a short week on a Monday night game, because they say on average there's a few, like 6 to 10 teams that play those short weeks a year or something like that. And that they show there's always analytical evidence to show that there's significant injuries that happen in between those short weeks. You know what I mean? Because these players aren't getting that rest, and these guys aren't just playing baseball or playing basketball. I know that that there's a toughness and all that. These guys are getting hit and hitting each other. I'm sure it hurts, the next day, and I'm sure that they would rather have maybe 4 days worth of rest versus 3 days versus a rest, or 2 days worth of rest. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, and I think hopefully, to that really good point of yours, hopefully there is some provision in place where they don't flex a team that played Monday night to Thursday night. That would be a disaster waiting to happen.
Because look at the whole Tua situation. It was a short week.
Yeah. Got concussed on Sunday afternoon, and then he got concussed again Thursday night. Yeah.
It's like
4-day turnaround.
How do you justify that? How do you even say that? So no, I think if you're coming off a bye week, then you should play. You should be able to play on the Thursday night game. You should. There's no reason you should play.
That's how you should do it.
That Sunday, and come play Thursday, because those players' bodies have not recuperated from the beating they took Sunday and Monday.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So
and I've always said that.
Now you're telling me they played Sunday on Monday, and now you're playing Thursday, and we all know for a fact that these players have not their bodies have not recuperated from the beating they just took.
Yeah, only 3 days or 4 days before, right?
And now you're playing Thursday, and you're just wondering why this is happening. Why players are. Because you don't care. It's about the money. It's always about the money with them.
Yeah. It is. And to that point, Sharif, this is a really good point, bro. He says, look, with the flex schedule, the NFL should expand the roster from 53 to 60. I think if they're going to have these games, too, where you do play from Sunday to Thursday more often, that should happen also. I mean, it's ridiculous how that is the case. I'm sorry. And joining us on location, hopefully he can hear us, because we know we probably will hear him possibly fumbling over the equipment that he has. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome the Snowman. And that's exactly what we thought. All right, Curtis. So, so you're from the New York area.
Yes, sir.
Which of the two teams do you rep more? The Giants or the Jets?
Jets.
And I was hoping he was going to say the Jets. So you had a good campaign. Unfortunately, it was interrupted by Breece Hall's injury in the middle of last season, where we couldn't fully celebrate the offensive player of the year and offensive rookie of the year and the defensive rookie of the year, and Garrett Gary Wilson and Sauce Gardner respectively. But you had a lot of, I guess you could say, good feelings about seeing some positive momentum coming into this year. Now you add Aaron Rodgers. Well, I know what your hope is. What do you think the Jets are going to do this year? How well do you see them playing this year?
I don't want to say come out and say we're going to win the division. I do think that we will make the playoffs as a wild card. I think the Bills are going to win the division. And if Tua is on, I mean, I think Miami can still get that other wild card. I don't think that the Patriots showing what they showed last year. Now you can never really count them out, but showing what they showed last year, I'm not really confident in them in anything. But they could still probably beat the Jets. Now, I think the Jets. At first, I thought the Jets kind of gave up a little too much for Rodgers, especially knowing that he controls his destiny and he might not even be playing there next year. But
Go ahead.
I will say I won't count Aaron Rodgers out. I think he's still a top 8 quarterback in the league. I'd say. I mean, even though numbers dipped last year, but I'm really excited about this offense. I think Breece Hall. He had a clean ACL injury and repair. It's not like Javonte Williams from Denver, I think, where there's going to be some cause for concern. Now, I don't know if Breece Hall is going to be ready. We still got Michael Carter. Wilson's going to be great. Obviously, we brought in Lazard, and we still have Corey Davis. I know they're going to try to trade Mims, but I'm really excited. Obviously, offensive line is still an issue. Obviously with the Patriots trading their pick to the Steelers just so that we couldn't get that lineman we wanted, but the defense is still stout. The defense is very stout. Now we just have to pay Williams. Make sure we keep him because he's a great player. I really think that we can make a push this year because quarterback has been what's been holding us back. Since I can go back all the way to maybe Chad Pennington. You know what I mean? Like
probably since his departure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've had great defenses and bad quarterbacks and inadequate quarterback play. And I really like Darnold. I just think we failed Darnold as a team. I think we didn't put enough weapons around him. And I think he failed and lost his confidence. And Wilson, I had high hopes for him. And I just think that there's a steep learning curve in the NFL. And I just think that he hasn't matured, and I don't think he ever will. And I think that his time in days as a starter in the NFL are over as well.
That's unfortunate.
So I'm excited for this year. So,
I'm sure another Jets fan in Ryan McCarthy is also excited as well. He says that Joe Douglas says Breece Hall is on track to actually be ready week 1 of this season. So that is a big positive for the Jets.
I was a big advocate for the Jets. I thought last year in the draft, I thought they stole the draft. They had a great draft.
They did.
And
moving back to the first round to get another pick, that was
4 first rounders in the first 2 rounds because Breece Hall to me was a first round pick.
He was, and
he was on pace to if it wasn't going to be Garrett, it was going to be Breece who won Rookie of the Year because he came out smoking. He was doing everything, running, catching. He was just having a great season.
Yeah.
And so now to get him back fully healthy, and we know, and Curtis, you don't know this about my brother over here. He's not a big Aaron Rodgers fan. Not a big Aaron Rodgers fan. He is not. Let's be honest. He is not a big Aaron. So let's be honest. You're not a big. You don't really like him so much.
No, it's just him. The Jets. I love the Jets as a team. I love the Jets as a team.
I didn't say you didn't like the Jets. I just said you don't. You're not an Aaron Rodgers fan.
Oh no, you're right.
Not at all.
No. Just like Wise is about Boston, I am about Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
It's a personality thing. I can see it. I never really liked him. I can't deny his talent, but I think that you know what I mean.
Right, exactly.
He's a good person.
But now that
right, same Curtis. That's same with me.
But now that he's a Jet,
I got to root for my guy. You know what I mean?
Right. I fully understand that.
Got to change.
I fully understand that.
I'm not gonna lie. Had it happened if it was a Giants situation where there was a player that I really didn't like, Yankees prime example. Listen, I couldn't stand Johnny Damon.
Yeah,
I couldn't stand Johnny Damon.
But he became a pinstriper and he got your chip.
And I love the guy. I'm not gonna lie.
Clemens.
I couldn't.
Yeah, St. Neighbor Clemens, right?
So there's certain players. Once you wear the pinstripe, you come. That hate kind of goes away.
Now we gotta embrace you. Yep.
Yes.
All right. Well, we are embracing you, sir. So Tell everybody where they can find you, and hopefully this is not the last time we see you, man.
Oh no, man, it was great to talk to you. Shady Sports Network, the Shady Sports Network podcast on Spotify, Apple, wherever you can find it. Basically, just follow Sam. You follow Sam, you'll be following me. I've been kind of lackadaisical with putting stuff out this year, but I'm gonna get back into it. But man, I will always. You guys are great to talk to. I love talking sports, so I'd be happy to come back anytime.
Well, you have a floor, a platform, and a home with us, my friend. Curtis Hagan, part of the Shady Sports Network. Thank you for joining us, man, and continued success to all you do over the Shady Sports Network. We love your network, bro.
Thank you. Yeah, have a great morning.
You too, man. All right, that is Curtis Hagan.
I don't think that's possible, Vicolo. I don't think that's possible.
All right, that is Curtis Hagan of the Shady Sports Network. We are overdue for a couple of things. Hour number 2 starts right now.
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular. Ryan McCoffey now joins us this morning.
That's what you need to do to beat Josh Allen. You need to make him uncomfortable.
Hour 2, time for some Spivey notes. And here's Jay.
Well, I know he's only in his 3rd year, but they're just wasting Justin Herbert.
Hour 2,
the hardest working content creator I know, the playmaker.
Hey, LeBron James, the greatest scorer of all time. Hey.
Hour 2,
the one, the only Christopher Dietz.
They rewarded Ohio State for not playing, and they punished USC for playing.
Hour 2, Sam Shady.
Oh, man. It's been a roller coaster ride if you were a Philadelphia Stars fan.
Hour 2, that's Big Ben, the man in charge of the BS3 network.
And if I see Kurt 2 Chainz Cousins out.
Hour 2, Chris Bay's joining us.
Oh my God! Oh, this game! Oh, way to go, Sammy!
Hour 2 was El Jefe.
Oh man, I thought I missed it.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular, and it starts right now.
And that is the other. We are now joined by the owner, the manipulator, and the operator of the BS3 network, the man who is known as Benjamin Suddeth.
Appreciate that. Good morning. I was enjoying watching you guys talk with Curtis. He seems really good, man.
Yes, he is really good, and it's wonderful to get new blood in here and have good conversation as well. Lauren, let's talk about your Stars real fast. So you witnessed them picking themselves up off the floor or the ice with a 3-2 overtime victory to the Western Conference Finals against the Golden Knights. What are your impressions about their performance last night, and what is your feeling about the Stars having to probably erase a 3-0 series deficit going forward?
Yeah, so last night was definitely a battle. They showed that they could bounce back because this was the best game of the series, and they really looked lackadaisical throughout this entire series until last night. This is another overtime game. You know, the sudden death, and you know they scored when they absolutely needed it by Pavelski, who is one of the stars on this team, pun intended, and a possible captain, a default captain, just because of his leadership and what he does. But I think there's a chance. Now, obviously, we know in sports coming back from 0-3 is very difficult.
Right.
All the momentum is against you. They're now going back to Vegas tomorrow, so it's going to be hard to win there. But if there was a team that could do it, I think this team has the pieces and the weapons to be able to do it.
Well, I mean, it did, even though you mentioned that Game 4 is the best game they played, and even not playing as well as they should, I mean, they did force in both Vegas games, those tilts going in overtime. So if there's any silver lining, they at least are able to play, I guess you could say, play the Golden Knights evenly in their home building for 60 minutes if they can just extend it either beyond it or play better than they do before that 60-minute time limit is expired. Then we might have something. But yeah, I do agree with you. Do you see the Stars coming back from a 3-0 series deficit, or do you think the Golden Knights are the better team?
I think at the end of the day in this series, the Golden Knights are the better team. And I think we have had some rocky play with Jake Ottinger. I mean, definitely he showed up last night, but
yeah,
I do think there's a small percentage chance. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna be honest here. I'm gonna give it 25%, just because you got to, and you're gonna have to win a game 7, in Vegas, if it gets to that. But I would say the spark is definitely Jason Robertson, who last series he did not. I don't think he scored a goal at all. And in this series, he's already got, I believe, 3 or 4. And Coach was saying once he gets going, he'll score a goal every night because he had 40 during the season. So, this is the right time for everyone to get that spark. And I think they're also playing for Jamie Benn, who got suspended with that hit and with that play. So they're playing for him. So it's giving them some extra motivation if they needed it. But going into Vegas is definitely not going to be easy.
Yeah, I would think.
And that's the big. That's the big thing. You got Game 5, and it's coming up in Vegas this weekend. You haven't won in Vegas in this series, but you pick up a big win last night in overtime. What can the Stars carry from staving off elimination? Because it seemed like you guys were done for part of the game last night. What can you take from Game 4 into Las Vegas and that madhouse called T-Mobile Arena in Game 5 this weekend?
Yeah, I think you can take the confidence that you gained in this previous game. I think momentum does carry, so I think you have to use that to your advantage. But also, you had to mix up some of the lines, being that Jamie Benn was out. So use that new kind of form of teaming up with different players on different lines. Use that to your advantage. And they had so many. Jason Robertson had so many shots on goal. It was wild. So him just continuing to be aggressive, I think, is definitely going to be major, because that was one of the questions I asked. You had a kind of a struggle throughout the series, and now you kind of erupt for 2 goals. And like I said, Coach was saying anytime he gets on a run, so we need to continue to utilize him on the power play. And I think too, getting under the skin of Vegas, that is something that I don't think is played up enough. Is that you need somebody that's that instigator. You need someone to just push it just as far enough for them to get a penalty, and then you get on the power play.
Yeah.
Who would be that instigator? Physicality is huge against Vegas, and it's something that we talked about before the series began. The speed of Vegas and the physicality of the Stars. And we saw the physicality last night because they played with their backs to the wall the entire game. They played with their backs to the wall, and they came out physical. You got to do the same thing in Game 5. Who is that instigator for Dallas to really keep the speed of Vegas at bay in a huge game coming up this weekend?
Yeah, so I'll give you 2 names. Miro Heiskanen, who had multiple plays where he was stopping the puck and where he was in our zone making defensive plays. And then Yanni Hakanpää, who has one of the best names of all time in the Stars history. But he's definitely another one of those players that are big, physical, and he's going to do whatever it takes. So when those 2 are on the ice, or when they're on the ice at any point in time, those are definitely those 2 guys that are needed.
I'll give you a third name to look at that's going to be huge. Roope Hintz has got to play a huge role in Vegas in Game 5 because we have not heard anything from Rupe Hintz, even from the victory last night. He's going to have to be huge. That's the third name you need to look for.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%.
And speaking of not hearing things from different sources, let's shift gears, shall we? So we do.
Uh-oh.
So we do now have a team that actually is doing well in the Metroplex that is not resembling a team that the Metroplex wants to really do well altogether. So
you wrong.
So
you wrong. You wrong for that intro, Cole. You just flat out wrong. I mean, no lie to be found.
Thank you.
No lie to be found. Okay.
So,
but you just wrong for in a nice way saying that the Cowboys suck.
Well, I mean, look, the star. I know Dallas is all clad in green right now because it's a wonderful time.
Yep.
But it just isn't. It just isn't the Cowboys for them. So, in Geraldville.
Oh God!
How are things going with your new offensive coordinator, Mike McCarthy? No, I'm sorry. I know that's not the guy who's actually named offense coordinator, but he's taking over play calling. How is it going in the OTAs?
Oh dear Lord!
So far it's going okay. Obviously, they're obviously not winning any games at OTAs, but it does look pretty. This is the point of the season where all the players say, "I'm in the best shape of my life." You should be. You haven't done anything. You're correct. You are in the best shape of your life.
I love it.
On a positive note, I will say DeMarcus Ware is out there. He's working with Micah Parsons, so that's a good look.
That's good.
The wide receiving core is fully healthy, so Michael Gallup, Brandon Cooks, Dak, they're all working together. Jalen Tolbert, who was the second round pick from last year, he is out there practicing. They say he looks better. Obviously, I think he's the fourth wide receiver on the depth chart, but if he's needed, hopefully he has a better productive season. But at the end of the day, you don't win any games in OTAs. It's just running around in shorts.
On a serious note, who's going to take the role of Dalton Schultz? Because up until the divisional playoff where they didn't use him as much as they should have, because I feel if Dalton Schultz had gotten more touches against San Francisco, he could have been the underneath receiver, even though he's the tight end. So who's going to take that particular role for the Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, so I think it's going to be Jake Ferguson. He is the
I did see him play last year. Yeah,
the most tenured veteran, if you will.
Yeah.
Then you've got Hendershot and you've got Shoemaker that they just drafted. So I think Ferguson's probably going to get most of the looks, but this is going to be a three-headed monster tight end trio. So they're going to be passing the ball to all three of them, but I think Ferguson is going to get most of the looks that Schultz would have gotten.
Well, so far, Ferguson ain't Jay Novacek, and I love the hell out of Look, I may not be a Cowboy fan, but I respect those 90s teams, and I love the hell out of Jay Novacek. All right, let me just keep it real. I love the hell out of Jay Novacek. Him and my two favorite players from that era, besides the triplets, were Jay Novacek and the Moose, Darryl Johnston. You mentioned Jake Ferguson filling the tight end role. If the Cowboys ever got smart, and I mean this question in the most serious of ways, who do you think would fill that fullback role? Should they get smart enough to employ a fullback?
Yeah, so I'll say this, and then I got to run. All
right.
I mean, I definitely think a fullback would be a smart choice.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll necessarily do it, But
Right.
if you remember during the early Zeke years, they had a fullback named Jameis Olawale.
Yes.
And you could see the production that they had. So I would say bring him back if he's, still in the league or if he still wants to play.
Mhm.
But I do think fullback is a lost art, and I do
Yeah.
not see them picking up a fullback because I think most teams feel like it's a waste of a roster spot. So
Yeah.
and with that, I appreciate you guys. Check out
No
Cold
problem.
Sports at 2, Poppy J and Y's at 8. Appreciate you guys.
Hey,
And
appreciate you,
yes,
Ben.
thank you,
brother.
And for those who are watching, check out the man who is in charge of the BSC Network, taking the reins of the forecast that follows Revelations on the BS3 Network, and that airs 9:30 Eastern, 8 p.m. Central every Monday, where they review movies every single Monday night. It's
Yes.
a cast of 4 who does it. That has been Southern the Third, or let me do this correctly.
Please do.
And now let me formally introduce the founder of Snowman in the Morning, the CEO of Snowman Multimedia and Snowman Multimedia Sports, Brian Snow, but we call him the Snowman. And he is on location at a Starbucks nearest him.
Good morning. Welcome to this Friday edition as we roll right along from Indianapolis, Indiana. Wife had an exam this morning, so had to be with her. And you know what pisses me off about doctors?
What?
She's had a knee problem for years. All right, I would say some 20, 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's got bone spurs in her right knee. You know, the first thing they told her is to lose weight.
Well, that's the easy solution.
That's
they're
it.
going to throw out. They're going to throw at you. Yeah.
I saw my wife cry when she drove me here to Starbucks in Indy. I saw my wife cry.
Mm-hmm.
And that pissed me off. Okay?
Yeah.
We have been planning, because of my health going sideways, but we have been planning when we were in North Carolina to get in a gym and both of us take some weight off and build and get stronger. We plan to do that together. We still plan to do it together.
Mm-hmm.
But to hear that, y'all don't see a snowman seethe, but I was seething this morning to see my wife cry after they basically told her, you're fat, lose weight, and it would solve the problems with your knee, even though an x-ray showed bleeping bone spurs in her knee. And bone spurs don't go away. Ask Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Bone spurs don't go away. And my wife looked at me and said, do you understand why I asked you why you love like rubbing on me so much and hugging me? And I told her, because I do. And they excuse me. And they basically said, well, society says that because you're overweight, you're ugly. F society. Like Y says, F Boston, F society. I don't play by society's rules. I haven't played by society's rules for 30 years. I don't care anymore. But to see that, that pissed me off.
Well, unfortunately, when it comes to the medical profession, any of us who are overweight, that's going to be the first thing they're going to throw at you.
Yep. And they threw it at me when I was overweight, when I first got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you lose weight and you'll be fine. Okay, well, what about the fact that sometimes it's troubling with the diets that they gave you, and diets are a piece of blank anyway.
Yeah, they suck.
Diet. Thank you, Cole. Diets suck.
Yeah,
All right, and the answer, and the answer, Sick Diggy's question, yes, she is 5'3", and curves all over the place. Y'all have seen Jody with me. Curves all over the place. All right, but to basically be told that you're fat, you need to lose weight, and that will solve the problem with your knee. And my wife driving me here to Starbucks in Indy, and to see her cry in 4 words, and I'll say them again, that pissed me off.
Well,
that pissed me off.
Well, let me see if I could find.
Find it, please. I've been. Victor says I've been told. I've already seen that numerous times. Victor, you were with me when I got diagnosed in 2010. You were waiting for me. I gotta throw Victor some flowers while Cole finds the perfect video bite, sound bite. Victor was there for me when I got diagnosed the first time, and I nearly died. All right? Victor was there.
Yeah.
Victor coached me through it because I nearly threw in the towel in 2010. And Victor said, "Oh, no, you don't."
Thank you, Victor.
Victor said, "Oh, no, you don't. You ain't throwing in the towel." And he looked at me and said, "We'll figure this out together." And I'm like, "What?" And he said, "Trust me, we'll figure this out together." And what Victor did that day when I got home from Maryville, Indiana, when I got home to Gary, Victor coached me through it. He coached me up, and he said, "I want you to sleep. I will go to the store and fill up this house with groceries. And then we'll figure this out together from what the doctors gave you to what you like, and we'll figure this blank out as we go."
Well, yeah. Well, something that I know also will piss you off is the scuttlebutt that we have heard in the aftermath of the Western Conference Finals.
Oh, dear Lord.
And the wonderful visage of the following.
Oh, jeez. Oh, what in the Vita Blue Yellow Belt? I'll
Rui
be right.
Hachimura, Jordan Poole.
Just a minute. I'll be right back.
Traded to the Lakers in exchange for number 6. Now,
Rui Hachimura already on the team?
Well, oh no, not Hachimura. Sorry, Jordan Poole. I'm sorry, Jordan Poole. It was Jordan Poole, Looney, and Kuminga. Oh no, yeah, no, sorry, Jordan Poole, Kuminga, and Andrew Wiggins. It's a trade that's not going to happen, but that has been talked about. And the thought I've had with this is, imagine if Snowman had to deal with the player he really does not like the most being on the team he loves the most.
Would he root against them?
Now,
I I've proven I wouldn't root against my team. We've had Johnny Damon, we've had Roger Clemens, we've had Wade Boggs.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. But the thing is, I don't think I've ever had a hatred for a player the way Snowman.
I've never heard of someone who hated a player as much as he does LeBron. I'm like, what in the world? So, yes, I saw this. And, of course, when I saw this, I immediately said, the answer from the Warriors to the Lakers, if this is proposed, is absolutely not. No. They don't need to. They're already old enough. They don't need to be older in adding him on the team.
I would laugh. I would enjoy this. I would really enjoy this. LeBron on the Snowman's team. Just imagine how he would be, how he would feel. I would have a field day. I would have a field day.
Yes. And Tom, I agree. I think he does need to retire. I 100% agree with you there. Oh my gosh. Oh, and Cool, you stole the thought right out of my head.
Sick. I'm not gonna lie to you, Sick. If he brings us a chip, I will be on that joystick. I ain't gonna lie.
And Sick asked, so would it be cool if LeBron James joins the Knicks? And we just now heard Wise said that he would be.
I would sell my soul to the devil.
Yeah, he said he would be on LeBron's joystick.
What in the Vita Blue? What in the Vita Blue?
I'm being truthful, bro. I'm being honest.
Wait a minute.
I'm being honest about this.
What in the Vita Blue hell am I seeing?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
Let me say hello to Curtis Hagan, and thank you, Curtis, for sitting in.
He did a wonderful job. He did a wonderful job.
I caught parts of it while I was getting set up here in Indy. Thank you, Curtis. Curtis, I'd love to have you on my afternoon show if you're available today to talk some more football. Discuss that later. But what the hell am I seeing here? Who wrote this?
So we've seen this from Clutch Points. I've seen this from a couple of other sites too.
Clutch Points. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
Who's in charge of Clutch Points?
I don't know who, but I really don't care. But
I don't either.
I've seen this from others as well, but a couple other places, and people have pitched this idea that if they were to if the Warriors were to let go of say Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole, and Kevon Looney, just throwing names out there.
Why would the Warriors the third splash, brother?
They're not getting rid of anybody. In fact, Wiggins is signed for the next 2 years. Jordan Poole is signed for the next 4. And who else you say? Kevon Looney? They're going to extend him.
I said on the platform where I saw this, I said the Warriors' answer for this trade option should be absolutely not. No.
Let's go one step further. Bishop Bullwinkle, would you okay this trade?
And that's where I was going. Thank you, Cool. Thank you, Snowman.
Hell no. To the no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no.
The moment I saw that jersey on him, I was like, "Oh Lord, I know this is going to make Snowman catatonic."
I would enjoy this season. I would.
You know what?
I would enjoy it so much. It would be hilarious. It would. Do you don't think it would be funny? Don't you think it would be funny that he's?
Oh, it would be.
Oh my! I would love it. I would love it.
Give me this camera.
Lord, yeah. Oh, hold on. The Warriors won last night. I don't care. That fool's still playing on my team. Okay, here's the camera.
Give me this camera. Whoever proposed that trade, you. Period. Ain't no way that fucking trade is going to fucking happen. All right? A whole lot of you. Period. You propose that kind of trade knowing the fact LeBron ain't as a basketball player? You.
This would be the rant
Period.
every single night for the season.
Yes.
Night.
Yes, it would be.
It would be.
It would be.
It would be.
And I would be dying.
I would put down. Take the camera back. Let me have both of you on the screen again. I would give up my microphone. I would give up my headset. All right? I would not cover the Warriors as long as that stupid fucker was on the team.
Oh my God.
All right? I had someone say to me,
this round
wait a minute.
alone is worth it right now. Like this right here is so worth it right now. It is so worth it. Just to get his panties up in a bunch over the beam. I love it.
Wise.
And then Wise. And then
I
Wise.
love you dearly. Wise. I love you dearly. And I wouldn't do this because I love you too damn much. But I'd hit you with a clothesline from hell. All right, and you know what? If that would ever to happen, well, first of all, I love Wise. He's a dear brother. Second of all, I know he would get such a kick out of the nightly rants that would happen.
I would love it.
I would
love it.
I would have Wise and Cole on camera with me every night for a post-game rap just so I can go completely the hell off.
Sig, you act like I won't listen. So Sig put the question forward, how would I feel?
Oh gosh,
the Knicks?
This is the chair on top of Sunday.
Let's hear it.
My response was, if
Hit him
he
again with
brings us a chip, I will be on the stick. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, listen, there's no
Wise.
line.
Wise even said he
There's
would
no
be
line in me.
on LeBron's joystick
if he
brings
I
understand it. I understand it. The Knicks haven't won a championship in 50 years. I understand why he would feel that way. But
I ain't gonna listen. I'm not gonna be here and lie. Oh no, I would not want. No, listen. We can't do any worse than what we've been doing.
Wise. Don't you ever say that while I'm drinking a glass of water again, because Wise made for the umpteenth time since I've known him. Wise threw a one-liner and nearly made me spit out my drink.
That's what I was trying to get to, man. In your rant, I was like, the cherry on top of Sunday was when Wise hit us with that bar. I was like, oh my god,
yes, dear God, dear God.
The only one I know who wouldn't approve of that, but any other y'all suckers out there acting like if LeBron came on y'all team, y'all wouldn't act. And please, I'm not gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. If he brought that chip to New York, I'll be a pom-pom waving. Everything Ray say, that would be me. That would be me. I'll be there. Yes, LeBron. You the king. You the king.
Let's take one final break.
You better than Jordan. That's how it would be. That's how it would be. I'm not gonna lie. Let's be honest. Let's just be honest. That's how it would be. If I'd been a diehard Knicks fan.
So if Mike Walshevsky,
that would put it over to the day for me right there.
If Mike Walshevsky, hold up, Wise. So if Mike Walshevsky, with the lights dim, and you know Madison Square Garden, they always had the lights intro and the laser. They started the laser intro in the night. They started the laser intro in the 90s, and they would have all kinds of crazy ish for the intro. And then the lights would dim down even more. In fact, they turned them completely off and have the same kind of intro for Braun that they had for Carmelo Anthony when he was at. You know what?
Beautiful stuff right here.
This is comedic gold. Okay.
I am not. Yo, y'all want like how did Allen Iverson say? Allen Iverson was on what was it?
Oh gosh.
He was on. I think he was on Willie D or something like that. And it was.
Oh yeah.
And it was talking about
probably Ghetto Boys
practice and all that. He talked
about.
I miss practice.
It was Ghetto Boys.
He's like, he said, what y'all want me to make it look fly for you? He says, I ain't lying. He said, why? So why am I gonna lie? I'm gonna be honest. He brings a chip to New York. I'm the first one down Championship Canyon with my pom poms waving like this. Yeah, LeBron, the greatest of all time. Yeah.
Yeah, and if any of us came up with Braun slander, we can already see why saying
Moaning! Yeah, I would be. Oh, I'm telling you, Ray would have a special guest every. It'll be on. Imagine me and Ray Ray together.
Let's take one final break.
Oh my gosh.
Let's take one final break, and when we come back, our silliness will wrap up the show. This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson and the brand new Pom Pom Waiver hater Wise El Jefe.
No, I'm not officially there.
I know.
It would be.
I know.
That's how it would be. It's hypothetical, all of this.
Let's take 4 minutes. We'll be back.
LeBron to the Warriors. That's hilarious.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
I'm in another lane. I'm a different breed. I'm everything you can never be. I'm next level. Next level.
Thursday nights are wrestling night on CSTV. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific to see all the amazing Next Level Pro Wrestling stars on Thursday Night Throwdown on CSTVNow.com and the CSTV app on your Roku device.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
If you're the kind of person that likes to drive a lot and your car is a little bit older and out of the normal warranty, keep listening. What's going on underneath the hood of your car? If your car is out of warranty, you're at risk of expensive repair bills. Now, for a couple of dollars a day, you can get an extended protection plan for your car. Hey, you love your car, so why not give it a little extra care? And make sure if something goes wrong, your bank account is safe. Literally, for a couple of dollars a day, you can give yourself peace of mind that you purchased a top-tier vehicle repair coverage plan. Call the Auto Protection Network right now and ask how you could save an additional $500 on your policy.
Call 877-845-0463. Call now.
Do you use Viagra or Cialis? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. Stop overpaying for Viagra. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. Call now.
Now, I'm known as the guy who can fix just about anything, but the technology in most appliances requires very special training to fix. And that's why my family has Choice Home Warranty.
Choice Home Warranty covers over 25 major home systems and appliances. That's your AC, heating, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and so much more.
Call Choice Home Warranty now before something breaks down.
Get protection for your heating, AC, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and more.
Call 800-973-6121.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life-holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. The following is a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Boston.
This has been a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
I'll close this out. Give me this camera.
Good Lord. Here goes this giving this camera crap again. I'm sorry.
Hey,
Go ahead.
you be nice, man. Remember, you created the graphic for that. We got a couple minutes left. First of all, Chris Bass, we love you. Take care of your business. Thank you to Curtis Hagan for coming on. Thank you to Ben Sutter for coming on. Thank you, Wise El Jefe and Cole Johnson, for sitting in for me while I get settled here in Indy. Now, I'll take 120 seconds and I'll say LeBron James. He is fundamentally flawed. He will never be fundamentally sound, and he's a fabulous athlete. Don't get it twisted. But as a basketball player, he leaves a lot to be desired. Period. I don't care where he lands, as long as he doesn't land in Golden State, San Antonio, or Chicago. And I know these fickle ass Chicago fans are going to be clamoring for him. Please don't take the camera back.
Good.
So
Man,
like I said, I kept it. I didn't even use 60 seconds for that. I said I'd use 120. Nope.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm absolutely proud of you.
I'm learning, and it's Wise's fault that I'm learning to control this. I'm blaming Wise. I can't blame.
I don't control anything.
Huh?
I don't control anything. I just let it go. It's just.
My man said if he was on the Knicks,
yes,
he would be
a pom pom. He would if he brought it. But the caveat was if he brings a championship to New York to the Knicks,
and
he
also
would be a pom pom waiver.
And the opposite of this would be hilarious. It says yes, if LeBron would actually become a Celtic, we would be hearing this on loop from Wise.
The following is a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Boston.
This has been a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Yes. But you know what? I don't even
hear that anyway.
I don't even think he would go to Boston.
I don't think he would either.
He would.
He hates the city. He
hates Boston.
He owns the Red Sox. He owns part of the Red Sox.
He owns part of the Red Sox, but he actually hates Boston, and he actually said that.
See, that's a contradiction in and of itself. How can you own part of the Red Sox and hate the city of Boston?
Yeah.
Easy. Easy.
Shut up, Wise. I love you, but shut up.
Hey, listen, you gotta take those suckers' money.
Yeah.
Now, for those who are unaware of Wise's feelings about Boston, this would definitely describe it.
Everything Boston. New Kids on the Block, New Edition, and I love New Edition. Can't stand the rain. New Edition. Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Big Papi David Ortiz, definitely Pedro Martinez. The Bruins, them, the Celtics, Patriots somewhat, but Giants handled them. But still a big them. The Boston PD, for that at the Boston Marathon. But I'm sorry, New Edition. I do love you guys, but yeah. Except for Johnny Gill.
Yeah,
Johnny Gill is from DC, so not you, Johnny Gill, not you. The other 5 kids that from. I'm sorry, they're not kids. They can't help where they come from. But them for being from Boston.
Oh, and you're going to be hearing a lot more of that, and you're going to be feeling a lot more of Bizarre Wise. I get a feeling. On the next episode of Mentality as well. Yeah.
My friend Josh from Chicago signing in before we sign out said that's how I feel about Cleveland and Ohio as a whole. I get it.
I
get it.
I get that.
Hoots, I feel you, bro.
Listen, I get it.
That's how I feel.
I get it. Mm-hmm. I told y'all this story. We'll close with this. I went through Cleveland, getting to Chicago. I had a weekend off from Cedar Point. Go through Cleveland. I'm ready to gorge. All right, go in there. Nothing's available. The vending machines were cleaned out. The cafe had moved, and nothing was open. I cussed the city of Cleveland up and down and sideways. Even Cleveland State University didn't rescue my hatred of Cleveland. What does that tell you?
I can feel that. I can understand that.
All right. Let's get out of here. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you,
Then,
you're fired.
And it's not big enough.
That works. We are. Thank you, Wise. I love you, Wise. I love you, Cole. And I love the fans for chiming in with us. We are out of here. See y'all on Monday.
Absolutely, Curtis. That is so true.
Yeah, buddy.